Welcome back, everybody. This is Brother Mint here. Today we're continuing our quest to be Pathfinder Kingmaker. For those of you that have never played the game before, know that I'm using mods. One of the obvious ones here is turn-based combat. It allows me to control and shape the battlefield a lot better than the real-time with pause that the game actually has. We also have some other ones here, Eldritch Arcana being one of the most notable. This gives me a few spells that you don't have access to, gives me some feats that you don't have access to, and it also gives me traits which no one had access to until they made this mod. So an amazing upgrade. This is actually how I was able to make an undead character as one of my mercenaries. We have other stuff as well, some cheats and some other things, and again, I'll show you those as we've employed them. But let's get back to the game first, shall we? Now, spoiler here is that I've actually done this already today. I did a 3-hour video and it turns out I wasn't recording one bit. I don't know how I messed that up, but we're back to the same exact spot. So we are here. I'm not going in there. I'm going to behave as close as I can to what I did the last time, just to show you what I did. We had this hidden door here that we spied on. We had these two golems. I don't know why they weren't activated, so we decided to come back here. And again, door versus secret door always wins. So let's actually quick save before we get into this mess. Now, as soon as you click on the secret door, that's right, Stone Golem 1 and Stone Golem 2 get pissy. Now, we have pets. We have already had summons, done nothing different than what I did the last time. So what I did was I either sent Eliza to the left or to the right. In this case, I'll just have her go over here. And that's because I know that she can tank reasonably well. She isn't buffed up very well, though. Notice that she's got her fly spell, Angel Wings, on, which is coming from my character. That gives her extra dodge. And she can fight defensively, so she's still fine, but again, a shield spell, a shield of faith spell, all those would have been useful here. Now her pets are going to come in and help save the day, basically distract the things. Notice that the pets are doing reduced damage on that last bite, so they did 17 total, but it actually took it down to 7. So again, they have a DR of 10, and again, the reason that is of concern is that you would want to penetrate that to do full damage. Well, how do we do that? Well, here's how we do it in this particular instance. These guys have DR 10/adamantine. How do I know that? Because I have an adamantine weapon, as you can see right here, and it will do full damage to these doofuses. So if I just literally walk over here and do a big smack on the face, I should actually do full damage. You won't see any damage reduction. That was actually a solid hit. Wasn't amazing. But Ekandayo, he has another way around it, so let's try it on this guy to show you what I mean. First, notice it is reduced. Okay, so you see the 14, literally a total of 24, taken down by 10 to 14. So the acid went through, but the piercing went down 10 points down to 9. And again, it's because of that DR10. Now watch this next hit, though. No reduction. Full damage. And again, same with all the other ones. Boom, boom, boom. Now you may be like, how the hell is that happening? He doesn't have adamantine arrows. No, he does not. What he does have is a feat called clustered shots. Let me show it to you real quick, because this is information you might want on your personal builds. We just picked up clustered shots not too long ago. When you use a full attack to make multiple ranged weapon attacks against the same opponent, total the damage from all hits before applying the opponent's damage reduction. Well, how do they do that? Well, they literally just take away from the first swing. So if he would have done less than 10 damage, let's say he did 5, okay, they would have absorbed all that damage. And then the next swing would have done 5 again. It would have absorbed all that damage. And then the next one after that done another 5. That one would have went through. So it literally limits you to the 10. And then once you've exceeded the 10, all the damage from that point on goes through for that entire combat round. That's an amazing ability for when you have someone that's resistant like this. So allows us to really capitalize on some damage. I'm going to send Okbo over here to set this guy up with a nice little trick move. When he gets back up, he's going to want to attack, but as he gets back up, everyone here is going to have attack of opportunity on him. Now, I could throw bombs on this guy, but we still have a fight or two that's going to be pretty rough. And again, I want to keep my bombs. And again, I behaved in the same manner as I did last time I played this. Proto, she has the ability to sneak attack as well, but she's not doing very good for her swing. She only gets 2 attacks a round, too, which is really kind of a lackluster build here. But that takes care of those guys, and now here comes the fun part. We go inside here, and there's a whole bunch of checks that are going to happen. It's a page icon.
Interesting.
First, grab that, Ring of Acid Immunity. And matter of fact, I definitely want to put that on my main character. I'm going to take off the Ring of Luck. That lowers my Fortitude, Reflex, and Will by a point. But then again, I give myself a solid immune to all acid damage, which is awesome because I have a spell that allows me to cast an acid fog that does 2 to 12 points of damage every round. And I can just stand in it and it won't affect me one whit, which is just amazing. Now, I gave up a ring here. We do have people that don't have upgrades, so evasion would not be great on Harem because again his reflexes straight up suck. But that ring of luck does help him out. Same with her. She already has evasion, so there's no need for her to have that one. She has this nice chameleon ring. Now again, you'd be like, well, give her the ring of protection. She actually has the robe of the true master on. That's +5 to deflection. They don't stack, so that's why we took one off. So she still has a spare slot. But we need to work her into that one. And again, we do have a natural armor +2. Does anyone need that? He's at a +3. He's at a +3, and I already can't because I'm using the Heart of Ira. So again, we're pretty much stuck with that. As far as evasion, probably not a good idea to put it on them. He needs the bomb damage. That's what these are for. They stack, and therefore we're going to keep that going. Let's go here like so. Speed javelin +3. That's going to be really nice for someone that has a ranged attack with a solid strength and dex. Okay, quick save that, and now you want to click on this table. See the icon that pops up? It cuts you to the page. So, first succeeded at a knowledge arcana check right off the bat. Behind the mysterious door that opened with a loud and creepy groan, there was a dark room, far less spacious than the main hall. Along the walls there stood densely packed bookshelves filled with musty tomes and frail scrolls and centuries upon centuries of dust. The silence within the secret room was thick, almost ominous. No, in fact, it was really ominous. Now, did our heroes dare to disturb the peace of this dusty archive? You damn right we are, because there's XP to be had here, and free shit. So, we can actually do all 3 of these checks. Doesn't matter the order, as far as I know. I went with the highest one first, just because if we only get one, I want the one that gives the highest DC check, because if we pass it, which clearly we're going to, then we probably get the most XP out of it. Turns out we can actually do all of them, but I will do them in the same order I did before. So mobility 25. It was impossible to ignore the piles of papers, scrolls, and files on top of the bookcase. Succeeded. It seems the top of the shelf of the bookcase was used as a storage. The piles of papers seemed to be heaped there without any thought. Carefully holding the huge clumps of papers and helping each other to set them down, we managed to clear the contents of the shelf and explore it more carefully. Among the rotting books, we found several spell scrolls in good condition. I wonder who could hide magic scrolls in this gloomy fortress. Alas, some mysteries defy being solved. After we were done with the makeshift storage, we went back to exploring the secret room. So we got Scroll of Lead Blades ×2. That's a nice spell. A Scroll of Protection from Chaos. I don't particularly care, but it's the communal one. A Scroll of Stone Skin, and that's something. And again, if someone needs that, they can scribe that to their books. That'll come in handy. And we got some XP. Then, of course, we did the Fortitude 23 check. No guarantee we'll pass this one, but we only need a 5 or greater. So again, we only fail like on a 1 through 4. That's a 20% chance. And we passed it last time, so I will scum save it till we get the same result. But chances are we will pass it. We hurry to explore the bookshelves. Oop. Nope. Load game. Not doing it. You're going to make your check, you goober. So, we passed it last time without any difficulty. That doesn't mean we shouldn't be smart about this. I could definitely buff up. For instance... Give me a quick second here. For instance, I can use spells like...
You require my assistance?
Heroism could be used. It's Fortitude, right? What am I looking at for my character? Fortitude of 18. Yeah, he's the toughest one. And he's got a Cloak of Resistance +5 on, so it's not like I can add more resistance to that. I could give him his ring back, I suppose. That's a +1 to his save. It's something. I think we just go for it. We'll do it. It's not going to take us that long to pass that check. So, mobility, pass. Fortitude, fail. Nope. I love when I get it on the first try and I can't get it ever again. The Fortitude check, by the way, I believe the Fortitude check is the dust whatever is like filled with mold or whatever and it makes you sick. So it's not like at the end of the world. But again, we're failing a check that I know I passed in the past. If my recording earlier today would work perfectly, then we wouldn't have this problem. So, mobility, Fortitude, there we go. We started sorting through the old books, trying to find something of use, but the attempt to disturb history without incident failed. As soon as we removed the first tome off the shelf, An avalanche of dust came down upon us. Ignoring the dust, we continued to explore the shells. True heroes cannot be stopped by a little dirt and grime, or even residue 5 times older than us. The search ended with unexpected success. Among the rotting books and old scrolls, we found a heavy tome in good condition. It described the art of engineering, emblazoned with the marks of the ones who constructed this fortress. It was a true guide on dwarven fortifications, an excellent source of knowledge for our own projects. After sorting through the rest of the books to make sure we didn't miss anything of value, we left the bookcase alone. Now, knowledge arcana check, which we're clearly going to pass. The dusty table by the far wall didn't escape our notice. Success. Whoever used to work at this table, they weren't neat. The wooden desk was buried under piles of papers, scrolls, and notes. Some of them crumbled into dust at a touch. Others were in better condition, but proved to be rather boring and useless. However, under the piles of papers, we found something curious. A thick notebook, filled with notes in small handwriting and strange diagrams. The illustrations depicted an iron golem, a huge and powerful war machine created to protect the fortress. Looks like these notes were made by the creator of this mechanism. As it turned out, someone's sleepless nights over books weren't a waste. After carefully examining the notes, it became clear the dwarven master was describing his mechanism in detail, with the intention to pass on these instructions to others, guards perhaps. It turned out controlling the golem was extremely easy. All you had to do was uttering the word Kasorget in a loud voice. After we shut the notebook and sorted through other papers one more time, we stepped back from the table, gained 18 XP. Having decided not to bother the ghosts of the past anymore, we left the ancient tomes alone and returned to the library. Now boom. And again, just as a reminder, we did have a ring over here we picked up, so make sure to scan the area for that. Now that was awesome. Now last time, again, trying to keep to the same theme, I went down here, and the reason I did this was when we came up here, it's a pathway, right? And this game is usually pretty linear. It's not amazingly so, but usually if you come to a door, you should probably go through that door first. There's rarely a chance where you miss something by going into the first spot you see. But having said that, notice in here, perception check.
Is done.
The odd-shaped stones are petrified rats shattered into pieces by someone or something. And sure enough, the something is these mimics. They're ready to eat our face off. Oh my god! It's so surprising. I'm sorry. I'm a little pissed off. I lost 3 hours of video today, and I'm not very happy about it. Anyway, we're here now, so let's do that thing now. I want to make sure my weapon is buffed, because I don't know that it is. And then swing, swing, swing. There you go.
You should have run!
Get on that guy so we get some bonus. Now, normally, I will educate you while we do this. We have turn-based combat. Again, you notice that we have full attack, and we also have a 5-foot stutter step. If Ekin didn't have a specific feat right now, I would want to get him out of the range of this mimic, because he's in melee range. If he tries to shoot either him or him, this would have an attack of opportunity against him for him shooting in melee range. Now, we don't want that, right? So how do we solve that problem? Well, here's how we solve that problem. You 5-foot stutter step out of the range, but the problem is everything's in his way. Another way out of the problem is he has a specific feat called Point Blank Master Longbow. That means with enough investment he can have with that feat, anytime he can stand toe-to-toe to somebody and just shoot without attacks of opportunity and not have 1 ounce of problems. Jubilost, I am going to try to get him out of the way because he does not have that feat.
A clever ploy.
Not bad. Liza's turn.
Strike as one.
There we go. She had a little sneak attack 11 there too, and a crit. Of course, we have our Proto-Lich over here in the way.
Out of my way.
Nice. Attack Jubilost. Oh, you bastard. Missed, at least. But not for lack of trying. Lockbow, bite this fool. I want to get him out of the way so everyone else can have some fun. Harem I have strangely on weapons that he shouldn't be on right now.
Repent!
I probably needed him to do that for another fight we had earlier.
Strike!
Dora's turn. Ekin.
Cannot hide from me.
There we go. And again, check your area out. There is treasure here. Very nice treasure, no less. Bunch of gems. Remember, the diamonds are actually used in specific magics, so you definitely want to keep those. But the rubies and the emeralds I think we're done with. So we'll probably be selling those when we get back to base. Now that I've cleared that area out, I came all the way back up yonder. And went through the door that's over here. Right? Just a quick check for some serious money. Alright, now. Last time I actually opened that door, saw the steps and go, oh, we might be going to a different location. That's why I went back, by the way. We have more stairs to the right and multiple doors down this hallway. And this hallway is actually peppered with traps. So you have to kind of be careful. I don't know, is it this hallway or the next one? I don't know. We'll see. But definitely one of them. But as soon as you get in here,
I was
you can see we got bad guys. Pissy bad guys. Super pissy bad guys. And they're all up in our grill. So, Ekken's already here. Might as well start shooting at him. Very nicely done, sir. Eliza's turn. She has the wonderful ability just to straight up bomb these doofuses. Serious fire damage. Puppers are kind of wasted back here, but it's okay. Dorraj's turn. Now he's right here up in it too, but you'll notice something here. I'm going to rotate my camera with one of my mods. So I have a mod that allows me to 360 spin. So you have a comma, the period button, or to recenter it back the way it was, you use the button right next to the period. So you'll see that I'm close to these guys, but if I have to take so much as the tiniest stutter step towards them, I will only get to swing once. I don't want that. I want to hit them 3 times. I got the ability to do so. So what I do is I turn on the 5-foot stutter step, and now, if I can get to this jackass, I can swing and I'll get all 3 swings done. 1, 2, and managed to get the 3rd one on the other guy. Nice. Hear him. Again, same deal with him. But I don't think he'll be able to reach him. You see that? We'll give it a go, but I think he may get stopped just short of hitting the guy. Oh, no, he got him. Awesome. Well, at least he got his 2 swings in. Got him hit once, and I'll take that. Proto. Might as well just straight up shoot these fools. She got sneak attack love on that, which is nice. Jubilos, why don't you finish this one off? Nice. Now this one doesn't get a flanking bonus, so it's harder for him to hit us. Akbo, you can come your happy ass right here and bite this guy. Right in the butt. And try to get back up, everyone mugged his ass. So, steal the loot from here. I'm actually going to leave the camera angle just like it is for now, because we have to deal with some stuff in this room. Trap being one of them.
I just can't.
Now we're going to have some issues here in a moment, because some of these traps and doors are going to be so high that we're going to have to scum save if it behaves like it did yesterday, or earlier today I should say. Take all that just because, and again, feel free to check this stuff out, but the more you read on this stuff, you just find out that it's like they had kids in here. I'm not sure why that means anything to anybody, but it's not like they were torturing him or anything, but basically like you find like a kid's reading book, and that scrap of leather there we actually use for stuff. Now we're going to get our camera back the way it was. So, just as a quick to show you what we just picked up. Newest to oldest. We picked up another rune-covered ancient leather scrap. We get all those things and he'll forge us some armor back in our base. This is Killer Tribal Fetish. This is very similar to things like your Dryad, Token of the Dryads, and your Thorax Pendant. Basically just getting money for these things. We got a Falchion +4, an awesome weapon to be true, but no one uses it, and it's exotic. No, it's not exotic, it's martial, excuse me. But it's a 2-hander, and no one really does 2-handed stuff in this party. And of course here's our torn children's book, and we even got a couple star knives. Nothing of any real import. Matter of fact, since we are trying to keep lean, these mundane things that we've somehow picked up, I'm just going to straight up drop them on the ground. Same with these guys here, because they do weigh a decent clip of poundage. Not that we have a problem with that right now, it's not the point, it's just I try to keep stuff light if I can.
I'm there.
That is quite
There
a
we are.
discovery.
I knew there was something around here.
A waste of my time.
Quick save it so she doesn't miss this again. She's got a pretty good check, but it's a 34 that she has to pass. She's got a 27.
I just can't.
So she needs a 7 or higher. It's not impossible, but
Done.
still can be a problem.
I was successful in my search. I just can't. A waste of my time.
You can do it.
Got it.
Okay. Now, quick heads up first. Nothing here. We have a door, and another one back here. So I went, like last time, I went in order. Highly recommend you do the same. Nothing really special about doing it in order, but that door on the top here is actually a problem, as we'll see here in a mo. You see, though, we have another fight waiting for us in here. We might as well just unload on this Blue chat. We got the surprise round. You know it's surprise round because you're only getting 2 of the 3 options to do stuff. So this is either move or attack. Our actual movement one is missing. And then we have swift action. So you can do a swift action and then move, or swift action and attack. And that's about all you got. We can charge, but it's not giving me the option to do so. She's using a crossbow. That's probably why. Matter of fact, I'm actually going to have her summon her skeletons in here. So she can awaken the rest of the damn ring so we can see what's in there, basically, was what I was thinking. Now I can charge, even though it's a swift, or a surprise round. I can charge, but no one's available for charge right now. So the best I can do is walk over here and stand there and stare at the guy. But, excuse me, but what I can do is I can cast spells. Because I'm a magus and that's what I do. I can cast this fireball right here. You see where it's covering the yellow line? Just past it. And lighten up all 3 dudes. Should hit all 3. Nice. Didn't kill anybody at all, but we are working on that one target up there, and that's some good news. Now she has some speed on her because of her wings, so she was able to get into the range of this, but she still wasn't able to attack. Same with these doggos. Jubiloss, he can hit this one probably.
Will they ever learn?
Got a little sneak attack on him, and that's about all he gets out of that. Hulkbo, can you get into the room at all? Can. Nope. Maybe it's stuck by something down there. Harem. I'm betting you're not going to be able to get in here either. Oh, you can. Okay. Ekin's turn. Might as well finish what you started.
You're dead.
The Wonder Cat likes to teleport, as you can see. Proto, shoot this one.
Hear you cry.
Nice. Got some sneak attack on it. Managed to finish it off. Good job. Skeleton Army goes over there and helps take on the guy that hurt Alyssa here. Trying to think about what I want Dora to do. Probably nothing really. And that should not be there. That should actually be down here lower on the totem pole. Yeah, really, I don't think I want him to do anything. He's not going to be able to get over here to swing.
You should have run.
We shall overcome.
Pokey, pokey, stabby, stabby. Nice shot. She managed to scare the guy at least a little bit. Jubiloss, can you shoot him?
A fine use of my talents.
He must be some kind of rogue because he's not, or barbarian, because he's immune to the sneak attack that we just saw. Harem, use that one on her. Ooh, that's a nice solid hit. Ekin, finish him off.
Hide from me.
Oh, and he's gone. Okay, now, get your team back together. Start skinning stuff and looting bodies. More books. Goes to the lore religion check over here.
I have managed.
360 XP for that. A crude altar to Gorm has been erected on the remains of Torag's temple. It's the way to let you know that Armagh is in the area.
I just can't.
You can thank me now.
Okay, we managed to get a Torag's pendant and the Paragon of Defenders. Now that is a helmet, That specific helmet's not appealing to my characters that are here, but I will use it on the team when we get back. Because it actually gives a bonus to armor.
There.
And I want to say intimidation. However, it also gives you a penalty if one of your teammates have fallen and you walk away from them. Hence the Paragon of Defenders stick. Take those things. This is our chance to actually talk to one of the sisters. Now this gets a little convoluted, but we're not going to fight her. The defaced sister, a slim figure clad in gray cloak, is nestled in the shadows. Through the holes in the veil that cover her face, eyes stare out at you, sharp green like emeralds. You have found this place. I knew you'd come. I was afraid to meet you here, yet still hoped you would come. We've met in a tomb in Dunsword. Yes, your words made me remember who I once used to be. They gave me hope, no matter how false, no matter how short-lasting, that once I would be able to free myself from the service. Again, this is just to remind you that you convinced her that what they were doing, her and her sisters were doing, was wrong. I need answers. Ask away, but you should know the one I serve has put a spell on me. If I try to play against her, I will die. There are some questions, answering which will kill me faster than I finish talking. Who are you? Our name must be the only piece of truth among all our lies. We really are sisters, the nymphs from the first world, bounded by blood with the one who turned the ties of our blood into shackles. We truly are defaced. When she shared her curse with us, she deprived us of our freedom, our names, and our beauty. What did she do to Tristan? He's like us, our stepbrother in misery. You must know already he's not a regular man. He is a child of higher planes. Sarenrae's diva, who fell into my sister's trap and was forced to serve her. His task was to aid your ascension and your fall, but his will was strong enough to fight her commands. I beg you to forgive his betrayal. There is no hope left for me, but everything is not lost for him, not yet. Whom do you serve? Once she was our sister, the most powerful, the most beautiful of the nymphs of the first world. When she was cursed and banished, I know not why. We followed her into exile, hoping to give comfort, but she changed. A cheerful, wise, and gentle she had been back home. She became arrogant, wicked, and cruel in these mortal lands. You can see for yourself that she's done to us, but it is not the worst thing she has done, believe my words. What is her curse? All I know is she eagerly shares it with with the others. A canopy of curses looms over the stolen lands, a web so dense that sometimes a single careless word spoken in anger is enough to tap into its energies. We've seen this with the curses that have happened. Mothers that have told their kids to go away and they actually do. People that curse themselves thinking he's a monster, turn himself into a goddamn werewolf because of it. We've seen like this all over our kingdom, so this is part of what she's talking about. Is there a way to free you? I doubt that. To do it, I need a mage stronger than she, or a cleric who would be able to ask their deity for a true miracle. My shackles are solid. I'll be free from the curse only the day when she herself is freed. What are you trying to achieve? I can only guess on what she has planned, and I'm not even sure she has a plan at all. Maybe it's simply some game that lasts for thousands of years, the rules beyond my comprehension, or perhaps she does not. She does what she does to amuse herself, a distraction from her own pain. Century after century, she does the same thing. First, she finds within her land something she calls an empire. It may be a village led by a strong chieftain, or outlaws that terrorize the roads, or even caves of trolls and kobolds, any center of authority in these lawless lands. She helps with this new empire flourish, only so she might destroy it. Lies, violence, magic, blades of her new favorites. This is her arsenal she uses to destroy dreams, hopes, and the very lives of those she formerly nurtured and protected. So I was one of her toys from the beginning? Yes, you've defeated the Stag Lord, Tartuk and Hargulka, dealt with Mordecai. Now the time has come for her to destroy you as well. Thank you for answering my questions. I am glad I can do something for you. Use detect magic. A strong magic aura surrounds the woman's figure. It seems that the spell that caused it belongs to the Abjuration School of Magic, and its creator is a much more powerful spellcaster than the defaced sister herself. I have to go. Wait, before you leave, I'd like to help you. The spell I am bound with won't spare my life, but my death will be my only independent decision in many ages. Please take my blessing. You don't have to sacrifice your life for me. A weak sigh comes from under the veil. My life is over now. Do you really think that the one I serve hasn't learned of my betrayal? If she didn't want us to meet, this encounter wouldn't have happened. The only freedom that remains is the freedom to choose my own death. I do not wish to die by her hand, and I won't do what she sent me to do. So why did she send you? The sister raises her hand. Instead of a fingernail, A bright tourmaline lies embedded in her fingertip, encrusted with caked blood. This stone holds a powerful spell of imprisonment. A touch, a single secret word, and you'll disappear underground, outside time, trapped forever between life and death. But I'd rather die than curse you so. Why won't you target this spell against the one who enslaved you? I thought about that, but this is all just idle dreams. She'll know my intentions long before I build up my courage, and she'll kill me before I come anywhere near her. And again, we have options here. So we can get a blessing from her. Obviously, that'll kill her off. This stone is a powerful weapon. You'd better give it to me. If it comes with your finger, so be it. I have no idea what that finger is going to give us, but I'm not going to do the neutral evil one either. But now here's the option I went with last time, and I was pretty happy with it. Chaotic good. I have a better idea. Use this spell on yourself. It is a faint hope, but a hope nevertheless. A day shall come when her curse dissolves, then you will be free. But, by the Green Mother, you're right. She won't find me underground. Thousands of years shall pass before her curse dissolves. It may never happen, but still, it's hope. Thank you, and farewell. Burial in the depths as the only way to escape a trap. Truly an amazing finale. I am pleased to have been witness to the act. Perhaps one day I could turn such a spell on myself in reverse. Leave the world without fuss. After giving you one last emerald glance, the sister shuts her eyes, whispers the secret word, and presses the jewel against her chest. For a moment she is still, then disappears into the ground without a trace. Peace out, kid. Wish you well. Good luck with that. So we want to check the area, of course.
Stop. Look.
And of course it's booby trapped.
Done.
I
All
do
that,
what
dude.
I must.
Okay. Now, this is the problem we had last time. Okay, so first, let me show you what we got by doing a quick save here. Okay, we have a door,
Done.
and it worked on the first try. You suck, but I'm happy for it. We have a 27 modifier, okay, and it's a 42 check. That's not easy, okay. Still possible to make it, but it was very difficult. And I did one step further by literally
require
buffing
my
her last
assistance?
time with heroism to give her another +2. So she was at a 29, and it took us multiple save attempts of scum saving to get back to where we could actually beat that damn door. And you want to, because I knew there was decent loot in here. I couldn't remember what, but once I got inside and found it, I remembered what it was, and I was ecstatic. So first, check out your map. Detailed map in the area covered with markings, nothing fancy. Disarm the trap.
Got it. Done.
And get your goddamn unicorn horn and some kick-ass rolls, no less. That is awesome, and that's why you did what you did, because you really wanted to get that unicorn horn. Remember, that's for our artisan, Arlene, and Arlene is the one that makes kick-ass stuff for us back in our capital. She said if we ever come across one, we didn't have to kill a unicorn, but if we ever come across a horn, she would happily take it. And that is something worthy of taking, because she will give us a specific item as her masterpiece, and her masterpiece is called the Grandmaster Rod. Now again, I told you I'd show you my mods. Control F10 will show you the mods I'm using currently. Notice if we go into Bag of Tricks, there's a variety of things that we can do here to cheat the game. This is how I actually gave my mercenaries a 25-point buy, so that I could have mercenaries just as good as the main character. And I'm fine with that. Items and equipment, though, we can actually search for. So if you know the name of something, like I do, you do the Grand Master, so Grand M, and Grand Master's Rod shows up. Click over here and you can actually see what it does. This rod grants its wielder the ability to make up to 3 spells per day, infused with primal magical essence. Those spells are maximized and empowered together. That means full damage and 150% full damage, no less. And they ignore this, the best part, spell resistance and magic immunity of the target. That means if I want to hurt something, as long as I can hit you 3 damn times, baby. And it doesn't matter that you have like spell resistance of the yin yang or just a magic immunity. Nope, you're going to take that damage, and it's going to be full damage and 150% of full damage. That's an amazing gift, and she's going to make that for us with that rod, the unicorn horn. So definitely something you want. Now in here, you can see we got stuff to fight. They're pissed off. Now here's Eliza. she could actually damage these fools by doing AoE stuff, but you can't really see it. So again, I do my camera rotation to help out, so I can make sure that I can get as many of these doofuses as I can inside this damn ring. Like that. Now, it doesn't hurt our teammates, even though it's lighting up our feet. It shouldn't, because it doesn't hurt us.
Attack!
And like wailing on me. Heck and die you. Finish this one off.
Nowhere to run.
Nice. Proto, your turn.
Die!
Nice crit on that one though. My turn. And again, in case I need a stutter step, I do the 5 foot. Now my buff keeps falling off my weapon. You see that? I'm not doing the damage that I should be doing. I should have 2d6 extra of force damage. So that buff must have wore off. I don't know how, because I should have it for multiple minutes. So unless I click something by mistake like a doofus, which has happened, something is going on with it. The buff is not lasting like it should. Okay, now here's Hiram. He has the ability to straight up hurt these jackasses with spells like this. Now remember, I put on that acid ring on purpose, right? So I could actually beam these bastards, and even if it were to hit me, it wouldn't matter. Immune. That was me. Juba lost. I don't want to waste bombs if I can help it, but you know what? Sometimes things just need to die. I'll take it. Lockbow, I don't think you're going to be able to get in here, so... Liza.
Strike as one!
No joy on that. That's okay.
I still got it.
Yeah, they're doing work on me.
True.
Thanks, Ekin. Proto. Finish this fool. Nope. Dorraj's turn. I'm tired of this jackass. Why don't you just smack him down? Thank you. Wow. Critical miss didn't help. They went after him this time. Apparently they don't like him.
What a waste.
Solid hit there, Hiram.
Become as dust. Ow.
I'm not worried about Hiram taking hits. We're going to heal it right after this fight anyway. Look, can you get through it all? Man, finally. Liza, I want you just to straight up damage this fool. Thank you, ma'am.
Do not hold back!
All right.
Good, you dead.
There we go. Now, of course, we want to loot the bodies. We'll take everything when we leave, so I'm not worried about that. But I always go out of my way to take all the money I can, in case I forget or something happens. I notice we got some nunchakus here, and some masterwork stuff, and again, I'll pick them up simply because they're actually worth money, but they are, again, heavy. So if we don't want to carry them with us, this is my opportunity to drop the heavy stuff. So I usually do. If it's not magical in any way, it's not something that I'm going to use, then I usually just straight up kick it out. And again, we do have nunchakus. These are ardent nunchakus, +3 nunchakus, no less. Weapon finessing, and again, we have a monk that can use them. She has these other ones. I'm thinking we'd probably get rid of that staff. Give her some nunchakus in case she needs a blunt bludgeoning damage, right? Because she has piercing and she has slashing. So why not give her something that's bludgeoning besides her fists? We're never going to use that shock size, so I'm actually just going to take that off right now as well. Notice that she's at a 15, 15, 10, 14, 14, 9, because it's a better swing. 16, 16, 11 though, because not only is this one a really good one, it's also something that she's trained in. Remember, she had a family heirloom sai. That's why she get another +1 to it. And this one does bleed, so we still want that one as our main weapon. Now, but if I need her to do whatever this gives her, which is a bonus to athletics, I need to switch her over to that weapon so she gets that bonus. But I'm also good at athletics too, so I don't particularly care. So, again, things that we can do. Now we have training dummies covered with marks made by what looks to be a wooden sword. This must be where they trained someone, a child perhaps. And notice that we have an iron golem
I
here.
do what I must.
Now, of course, we're being very silly
My temper.
by not healing up. He heals, but remember, he heals in a way that could be a problem. He does not have a selective channel yet. That's like the next thing we're getting at level 13 is selective channel. That will allow him to heal without damaging anybody like our undead teammates. Or to damage the undead without damaging our undead. Or something of the same nature. I mean, it's really, really nice upgrade for him. Notice the range on it to make sure that she's out of the range right now. Again, there's no reason to save these things. If you know you're going to need them, you might as well just use them. It's a way to save on potions and scrolls too. Not that we're hurting for any of those, but quick save. Talk to our little golem buddy. An iron golem darkened by time towers over you. It's massive. It's massive, created by unknown masters. Its huge arms seem capable of snapping you in two, but it remains still. Examine the golem. The mighty armored plates protect the mechanism that can set the massive figure into motion. This golem was obviously built for fighting. Say the word from the engineer's diary. As word is spoken, the iron golem comes alive. The mechanism that was still a moment ago starts to tremble, its hinges creak, and the golem begins to move. Now you have a golem buddy. You can't control him, but he is there. And I thought about this earlier, too. We had that monster here to fight and that monster over here to fight. This thing could help us with that, if you had literally gone there. By the way, before I forget, I haven't gone and grabbed the last bits of treasure from that area. And the reason we want to do that is because once we bounce out of here, I want to make sure that we just clear the map and be done with it. This was the last piece of treasure we never finished grabbing. We killed the monster, we never went to his nest to clean out the traps in the area and the last piece of treasure. And it is treasure there, so it's worth grabbing in my opinion. Again, may not be amazing treasure, may not be gobs of money, but it's still something. And again, notice our little wild energies debuff. Actually, I think that's kind of a cool mechanic. I wish they'd do that more often. But there are traps in this area.
Over there. A discovery.
And you definitely want to take care of that too, because that's free XP.
Done. Got it.
And then the last thing right here. Edict, a dagger, +4, mithril speed dagger. Now we're talking. Okay. Now, I mentioned this last time, but you guys didn't get a chance to see it. Remember, I can two-weapon wield. I'm not great at it, but it's just like anyone else that two-weapon wields. I have a offhand weapon, and both my weapons will get a -4 penalty. Well, you notice that it's only a -2 here and a -2 over here. Why is that? Because I happen to be using a light weapon in my offhand. And you'd be like, well, why are you doing this? You can't cast spells effectively this way. That's true. However, once I run out of spells, or if I just don't feel like spells are necessary, I can switch to this combo. It gives me an extra attack. Yes, everything's at a -2 penalty, but that's 4 attacks around versus 3. And look what this dagger gives me. +3 to dodge armor class, which is nice for me, and immunity to nausea condition, which means I can cast without poison protection at all Stinking Cloud at my feet and choke their guts out while I stab them multiple times with my dagger and my sword. So again, solid upgrade. The only real downside is well, you're like, well, this is a really nice swing at 18. Why would you want to drop down to a 14? Well, the reason it's so low is because this is only a +1 weapon. This one is a +3, not +2, and I enhanced it to a +3. So again, once I get a better longsword, that'll be nice. Now I could take the Edict Dagger and give myself an extra swing. Now look at that. Okay, it's a better chance to hit because it's a more magical dagger than the other one, +4 versus the +1. And I get the extra attack around. But notice the other penalty. Every time this dagger hits, it imposes a -3 penalty to the target's will for 1 minute. It doesn't say anything about there's a save or anything like that. Now there might be, but doesn't say anything like that. So if you're doing mind affecting stuff, illusion spells, enchantment spells, there's others besides that, but those are the top two that just immediately come to mind. Pardon the pun. This is a good way to set them up. And again, it's a dagger, something that a wizard or a sorcerer would use. So again, cool. And again, I could have been a dagger saint and had a lot of fun with dual wielding daggers because there's a lot of good ones in the game. But this also gives me the extra attack. Also notice it's mithril. The reason that that's important is mithril weapons are considered alchemical silver. So like if you wanted to damage a lycanthrope, this would actually work and penetrate its DR. Okay. But I'm not going to do that, again, and the reason is for that is I still like the Arcane Protector for the extra dodge. That extra 3 dodge is more significant than you think. And again, specifically because not just for armor, but also works beautifully for touch attacks. So I have a really decent touch attack armor right now. It's not amazing, but I can get it higher, of course. Now, having said all that, I switch back to my real weapon because, again, I want to be able to cast spells. I want to be able to cast spells through my weapon and attack multiple times. I can't do that if I'm 2-weapon wielding. Having said that, though, she's a 2-weapon wielder. Matter of fact, she's such a good 2-weapon wielder, we gave her 2 weapons. And now we have a chance to give her an even better one. So we're giving her the Speed Dagger. So you see she's got 3 attacks over here at full attack bonus like normal. Just a -2, just like these ones. But it's a solid +4 weapon anyway, so it can compensate for that -2 with no problem. And it weakens their will, and it's a mithril, and it's speed, so she gets 3 attacks instead of 2. So again, all pluses, very little in the way of minus. She's also does sneak attacks, and she can do sneak attacks with both those weapons. So now she becomes a Ginsu chef. So she's going to be in our front ranks before too long. And Harem will be the way of the dodo once we get Tristan back. So that's the thing. And that's a solid upgrade for her. Now again, she had a Cold Iron Dagger. No, she had the Shock Dagger. We'll just sell that. The Cold Iron Dagger, I still want to keep that. Because again, every once in a while you'll come across that boss where the only thing that can kill it is Cold Iron. Well, here we go. We got one in the kitty. So she'll become a melee character now. And again, we have to buff her up a little bit, but she's still doing well. She's got that nice robes on. She's got good bracers, but not great ones. Get her a +8 bracers. She'll be at a 32 armor class. Give her something like shield spell on her. That's another 4. So she could be at a 32, a 36 armor class. Hell, I'm only at a 34. So she'll be fine. So don't kid yourself. She's going to do real good for herself. So that was a nice catch for us to not miss out on. We want to come up here now. And there's 1 or 2 fights back up in this area. And then this area is done. Which is great for us. So we have to be a little careful here. Because we have limited bombs, limited spells. We definitely need to buff up a little bit though. Because as you can see, we haven't gotten a whole lot of anything on our character. So we really need to make sure that we are prepared for this next room or series of fights. So before we go past that golem, we're going to buff up with a couple spells. Get our shields up, get our blurs up, stuff of that nature. Alright. Now, sadly, the golem will not follow you. He just comes to rescue you, basically. And I say that because I know what's going to happen. But again, want to get myself some decent protection. Give myself some extra swing as well. Yeah, I shut it off too soon.
I will see this
Give her some shield of faith. Give the same to me.
What's new?
Jubal Lost, you need a shield spell. Yourself some speed. Why don't you give him that shield spell? She's going to activate displacement on herself.
So, any brilliant ideas?
Alright. And he's going to activate Hurricane Bow.
That's what I do.
There's something here.
I just can't. Done.
Interesting.
And you may think there's another one right here.
A waste of my time.
There is not. However,
Done.
just past it, there's one.
There's something here.
They trick you on that shit. You're like, where's it at? And then you're just like, oh, it must be all done. You walk through and you hit that damn trap and you're like, well, damn it. Now this is the exit. I'm fairly certain there's nothing in here other than treasure. Oh no, I take that back.
Stand with me.
Another fight, might as well get it done and over with. Summon some Skeletors on his face just to piss him off. Remember, she's meleeing it now, so we gotta be a little careful with her. Back in. Let's go ahead and waste on something, buddy. He does solid work. We don't even have all his buffs on him. He's got deadly aim off because he's been whiffing a little bit lately, and I don't want to have to deal with that mess. Akbo. Nice job. Oh yeah. Dorraj's turn.
This will hurt.
Sure will. Oh, that's got to be what it is. This stripped the magic buff off my weapon. Oh, you bastard. I was wondering what was going on. Oh, let's just straight up damage these fools. We don't. Nice.
We shall overcome.
Get Jubilos up. Yay.
Will they
Take attack this
ever
fool.
learn?
Nope, sadly not. But you can hurt him.
Amateurs.
Oh, and that actually reminded me of something I need to do, by the way. Let's I'll use that in the next room. Straight up just hurt him with this. Oof. Mean little bastard. Okay, let's actually hit this fool with a... No, because we can't sneak attack him. How about like this? Nope. No joy. Kinda hoping to blind him. Back in. You wanna kill this fool for me?
Nowhere to run.
Nice. Okay, now we'll come back through here later. We're not done with that one yet. That's the way out, though. Here's our next spot. And again,
I'm still here.
if we can buff up, we want to do so. I don't know if there's fire in here or acid in here, but he has the ability to cast both, so why not just buff us up for both? And give her free move because I don't want her to get paralyzed. From there, he has this really good spell called Divine Power. It basically allows him to just basically be a goddamn monster on the battlefield, swinging a weapon. But this is where we find out about Tristan. The defaced sister before you moves like a broken puppet. Her feet are unsteady and she sways slightly back and forth, as if attached to invisible strings. Her hands dangle limply from the wrist, and her clothes are smeared with blood. Instead of an eye, the oculus of Abaddon rests within her eye socket, the artifact gleaming with a wicked red light.
My elder sister left. You're late. The oculus of Abaddon gave me the power to foresee the path to my sister's desire. She is already on her way.
What happened here?
Exactly what was destined to happen. My mistress granted me a boon few of my kind could hope for. My body and my soul became a vessel of great power. Tristian, my sister Skylark, betrayed you. He used you to infiltrate Vorticai's lair and bestowed my sister's curse upon him. He stole his treasure, the Oculus of Abaddon, an artifact capable of revealing that which is hidden. The Oculus showed me the hiding place of... No, that is enough. Though your death is assured, such knowledge can wait.
I have met others like you. Tell me, who are you?
An emissary from the first world. A servant to the power that came to these swamps against her will. My duty is a heavy one, but I bear it without faltering. I shall not bow. Not before destiny, not before my enemies, and not before creatures such as you.
She called me a creature.
Too bad you are unlikely to agree to give me an interview, dear. I spent years studying the First World, but I think it's the first time I see a case of such remarkable expansion to the material plane. The last event that could compare in the scale was the Gnome's Exodus.
What sister are you talking about?
She's the queen of this horizon and horizons unseen. She's the mistress of dreams and the embodiment of all mortal desires. She is wrath, and she will crush these lands to dust. I serve Nyrissa, mortal.
You got her name now. When you hear the name, a chill crawls down your spine. A supernatural coldness freezes your shoulders for a moment, but then the feeling passes. I came for Tristan. Give him to me and we'll go our separate ways.
I won't do that. Besides, why would you need someone who lied to you every step of the way, concealing his true goals and his true self? Look at him. Did you know he was once one of my kind? A creature from the outer planes? Now all that remains of the sacred servant of Saren Ray is a husk.
Tristan, can you hear me? Wake up. The cleric of Saren Ray doesn't even turn toward you. He's immersed into desperate prayer to his goddess.
Save your breath. This skylark has broken his wings, and now he's useless. I'll rid myself of him after I've finished with you.
Enough. Tell me, where did Nyrissa go?
She went after what the Oculus of Abaddon revealed to her. She will not return. She has ordered me, the most loyal of all sisters, to remain here and ensure nothing leaves these chambers. You see, these lands were our home long before you appeared. These walls witnessed another mortal who, like you, serves Narissa's goals now. We taught him. We showed him the way. We told him what to believe and whom to serve.
They're talking about Armagh. They literally raised this barbarian child to believe he's Armagh, reincarnated, and warped that little bastard's mind. That's why he became the chieftain. That's why he's helping them.
My elder sister, Nyrissa. She is the mistress of half-truths, exploiting hopes and weaknesses of others with her words. All it took to control Armagh was some books and legends about his great destiny. All it took to control Tristan was deceiving him into thinking it was Nyrissa who deprived him of his holy gift. She who cursed him with a mortal body.
Lies. So that was all lies?
They basically kidnapped Tristan when he was basically a fallen angel, or some such, and convinced him that he wasn't an angel anymore. So he basically lost his faith, so to speak, in Saren Ray, and became an immortal human cleric, which is why he's here now.
And all it took to control you, upstart Baron, was a lure. The promise of your own lands to rule. And you bought it. All of you. Enough. You are a thing of the past, and I must rid this place of you, and Tristian. Get ready for oblivion!
It took more than just that to get me and your guys' side. You gotta give me a bottle of Schlitz malt liquor. Wait, that's not all I wish to know. And that's all we're gonna get to know. Oh, massive penalty to somebody. Who got hit with that? Oh, Jubilosh, you see this? Charisma drain, strength drain, constitution drain. He got hosed. So did Ekin. Oof, that's rough. What was that? She started combat. We all got debuffed somehow. Fortitude saving throw. Baleful gaze. Oof. Not cool, man. Alright, so here's Dora and here's the defaced sister. Notice that we have the stone golems to deal with. And Redcap Savage 1 and Redcap Savage 2 over there. So now she's obviously someone that you want to just straight up kill. And I'm all down with that. So we definitely want to buff our weapon. And I'm happy to slice her throat with a big electric blast. Sadly, that wasn't good enough. I should have done the 5-foot stutter step. I'm going to actually have Eliza rush past her and summon doggos here, so they can hopefully split between the three of these people. Christian will get attacked. He will get killed. He won't die unless they like crit his ass. So there's always that concern. But it's not as bad as you think. Now here's Proto-Lich. Remember, she's meleeing it up now. So let's actually 5-foot stutter step into this fool and just slice the dice. 2, 3 attacks, 4 attacks, 5 attacks. Skeletons are here to save the day, and also our little Iron Golem buddies here to help us out. Akin, you want to just kill this thing?
Aim true.
He's got good damage reduction, so someone like Ekin can really put a whooping on him. If he hits. Agonizing wail, that's not cool. Let's do that bombs you do so well there, Judy.
Fine use of my talents.
Not bad, kid, not bad. Hook bow. Bite him in the ass. Nice work, buddy. So, alright. That's exactly what I wanted him to do. Tristan's trying, but Tristan will fail here. Here's Harem. Remember, he's got this buff on him right now called Divine Power. Gives him a pretty sizable buff. Notice his attack. Divine Power, luck +4. He gets 3 attacks around now as a result of that, so it's kind of like he has haste on himself. And his damage has even gone up a bit. So this will be a nice solid hit for him, hopefully.
Repent.
Sadly, he whiffed. Wow, she's got some good armor, though. Touch armor. Yeah, probably need touch attacks on her. Ooh, looks like there's a poison going on over here. Breath weapon. Oh, the Iron Golem uses the breath weapon. That's kind of cool. Eliza, I want you to come up here and pokey pokey. Proto, you're good there. How about you do a nice solid swift beam attack to her. Oof, that's some nice sneak attack damage too. Not enough to take her out, but we also have this as well. Oh, and pushed her too. That's kind of sexy. These guys clearly got this tied down, so I'm not worried about it too much. Yeah, Ken? Finish this thing off, though.
You're dead.
Man, he got screwed for his penalties. Not really, though. His charisma's down, his con's down, his strength is down. I guess he's not doing as much damage, maybe that's what I'm seeing. Oh, what was that? Oh, she cast a spell magic on us. Oh, you evil bitch. Alright, Jubilos, where you at? I want you to 5-foot stutter step this way. Can you get her from here, Juby?
A clever ploy.
Yes, you can. There's 1. Ooh, he's hitting him too. 2. Taking it. Managed to kill 1 guy off. Hook bow. She's down on the ground. So come over here, buddy. Bite her in the ass. That's Tristan trying to help out over there.
Your life ebbs low.
Dora's turn. I want you to charge this fool.
Strike as one.
Should be doing auto hit moves. Proto. I want to do a swift attack or quicken attack on this thing. And that was good. And then do 1 more regular attack on him. Nice. Then come over here so that when this thing stands up, everyone gets an attack of opportunity on this fool. Back in, finish the stone golem first. That's pretty good. 5-foot stutter step. And unload onto her, buddy.
Primitives.
Boom. Oh, that was cool. She's gone now. Oh, now we gotta kill this guy off. Something that's preventing us from going this way. I'm not sure what that's about. But I need to rotate my camera so I can see what's going on over here. Yeah, I got skeletons in the way. Alright, she can auto hit with this. There we go.
The one who doesn't see evil will destroy the thing that seduces others. Power that can disperse the darkness. Evil incarnate must be destroyed.
Without looking at you, Tristan reaches for the Oculus. And again, we can actually get the Oculus probably from him. I don't know that that's a good thing. We didn't last time, and I'm not gonna. I literally said, lawful good, destroy it, Tristan. Tristan reaches down and takes the Oculus of Abaddon from the sister's eye socket. Then he steps back, raises his hand to his eyes, while raising the other hand with the artifact firmly clenched in it to the sky and sun, hidden behind the stone masonry.
Merciful Seren Ray Dawnflower, hear the prayer from your apostate. I am powerless to fix what I've done, but I can prevent others from following the same road. Grant me courage and light my way in the eternal darkness that awaits.
For a moment, the dim room is brightly illuminated. A flower made of blinding light blooms in Tristan's palm. The cleric utters a last sigh and presses his palm engulfed in sacred fire to his eyes. With his other hand, he releases the Oculus of Abaddon, and it falls to the shatter on the ground.
The destruction of the Oculus in exchange for eternal darkness. There's no worse punishment for Seren Ray's servant than to be deprived of her light forever. But it is fitting for all I have done. Let me tell you something before you decide my fate. Nyrissa is gone. She cannot keep me silent any longer. I'm tired of lies and deception. Our meeting wasn't a coincidence. It was Nyrissa who sent me to the Temple of the Elk. She conjured that fog and sent Jod a version of the place. Since then, I've been watching you, waiting for a time to act. For Nyrissa. But that's not all. I helped her create and plant the unwilting flower that almost destroyed your barony. As you can see, everything that happened in Mordecai's tomb was but one of my many crimes. That is all. Deal with me however you think best.
Tristan, who are you?
I am a Deva. Once a sacred servant and messenger of Seren Ray herself. Once it was my calling to heed mortals' prayers and to deliver them to other servants of the goddess. That was before I fell into a trap set by Nyrissa. She took from me my powers and severed my bond with my goddess. At least, that's what I had thought. Nyrissa threatened that if I didn't serve her, she'd never return my wings, and I'd never speak to Seren Ray again. She made me... I'm lying to you again. If it wasn't for my cowardice, Nyrissa would never have broken me to her will. But I was afraid to remain mortal.
So we have a warrior of the divine armies of light here. To put it nicely, I suspected that Tristan wasn't honest with us, but I never assumed something like that.
Who is Nyrissa?
A nymph. One of the most beautiful of all creatures. Most wicked of all monsters. But who she is, what she wants, I do not know. I ran across her while traveling through the negative energy plane. A strange wound, like something had pierced time and space. In my pride, confident in my powers, I followed its path to this world. She dealt with me in a heartbeat. Before I could flee, she had entrapped me, filling my mind with horrible nightmares. And when I awoke, I was mortal. I had no choice. No choice at all.
Tell me about Nyrissa's search for the Oculus.
Nyrissa discovered an ancient power awakening beneath the tours of Lebanese. She knew of Mordecai, and she also knew of the Oculus. What she did not know is the location of his tomb. The defaced sisters and the Numerian barbarians serving them were dispatched to search for the tomb's entrance. But you found it first, and you would have acquired the Oculus if it were not for me.
What did Nyrissa want the Oculus of Abaddon for?
I don't know. After I failed her, after I failed to destroy you, she became angry with me. The only way to regain her favor was to find the Oculus of Abaddon and bring it to her. I don't know why she wants it, only that she will destroy anything in her path to possess it, including you. I beg you, be careful. She never forgets any who dare challenge her.
The sister mentioned some lies about sacred gift and mortal body.
When I awaked from Nyrissa's enchantments, I was mortal, no longer a deva. Nyrissa said she'd taken my gift of immortality and severed my bond with my goddess. But, according to what the sister said, I don't understand what's true anymore and what is not. Before this, I thought Nyrissa stood between me and Sarenrae. But it seems like she was lying.
What is this ever-blooming flower you're talking about?
This was Nyrissa's creation. A strange plant with seeds that bring death to the mortals and open gates to the first world. I don't know much else. All I've done was use my knowledge of the planes to root the flower in 2 worlds simultaneously. What Nyrissa did was deplorable. But I am not blameless. Sarenrae as my witness. I didn't want it to happen as it did. But in my fear of losing her divine light, my resolve crumbled. So I did what I was ordered to do.
Those cultists from the Kingdom of the Cleansed who tried to kill me, were you involved in that too?
Partly. Nyrissa charmed the first faithful. Promised him and all his followers a paradise in exchange for your head. My job was to lure you to the trap. But Nyrissa ordered me only to lure you to the trap. She never forbade me to protect you. That's why I fought by your side in that battle.
I've made my mind about what to do with you. No more suffering. You're forgiven, Tristan.
Thank you. I'll leave you and head for the city. A walk will help me to figure out how I can make amends for everything.
Till we meet again, Dora. Alright, now we have researching the nature of curses, Tristan. And we got a level up for Harem, which we'll have to wait until tomorrow, guys. I've already put in more hours on this game today than I was planning on doing. 4 hours plus, to be precise. So we only got an hour plus video here. That's all you're going to get, sadly. With that, though, my name is Brother Mutant. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. I'll see you guys soon. Bye now.